I want to, again, pull in this conversation with Nate because we just got so many great nuggets. And in particular, really tee up this idea he had about not necessarily looking at speeds and feeds and not necessarily looking at, time spent on something. What is the bigger picture here? So let's roll that clip.
So when I think about that, it's, and I'm sure it's not just Veeam IT, it's all IT organizations in the world. We are constrained, and that's okay. Like what that does is it forces you to make prioritization decisions in terms of where you want to invest your people and your time and your dollars ultimately, right? And so when I think about this, it's what is the opportunity cost of doing things, right? We've had just even in this last year, some pretty seismic changes within the market in terms of licensing. Some of the partners that we have, the licensing has gone up significantly, and the knee-jerk reaction on that is, well, hey, maybe we need to move away from them. But by doing that, you're taking your people and their time away from other value add activities. So when I think of ROI, it's like, do we want to be just refactoring and rebuilding existing of what we have? Or do we want to be focusing on the strategic priorities of the business, growing our revenue in particular? And so I always will put growing revenue in terms of ROI and where we're focusing our time as the top area. And I tend to think of it as when we're looking at prioritization and how we want to do an investment of our time, there's really a framework that I use, which is number one is looking at security and compliance. I think that's non-negotiable. Every CIO and IT organization out there is hyper-focused on that. Then you look at revenue. And can you get revenue within a short time period? Let's say within the next 12 months. Then you look at the long-term revenue horizon, which is 12 to maybe 36 months. And then finally is operational efficiency. And you want to, as you're looking at the ROI, you want to really, I tend to think of it in those kind of 4 levels in terms of prioritization. And you want to have a balance, right? You don't want to just always be focusing on one and not the other. You need to have a balanced portfolio, but it's a really simple way of taking those ideas in where you want to put your time and providing some structure and some level of rigor around where you want to put your resources and ultimately generate ROI for the business.